Nearly 6 weeks since a crazed transgender man killed 6 at a Christian school in Nashville, police still won't release the shooter's manifesto. Even the governor's gotten involved, and it's a secret. Think about that. 6 people dead at a Christian school, including 3 kids. And the FBI nor police will talk about why. They won't even leak any information about what's in the manifesto or motive. And the fact that they won't leak is significant, because when we compare what's happening in Nashville to the awful shooting in Allen, Texas, where Marcio Garcia killed 8 over the weekend, law enforcement is leaking like a sieve. And in fact, there's now serious questions whether the leaks were correct. Within hours, we knew everything about Garcia, the shooter, whether they can link it to the shooting or not.
A senior law enforcement source tells CNN there isn't a specific motive they've identified yet, but that investigators have uncovered an extensive social media presence, including neo-Nazi and white supremacist-related posts.
His social media postings revealing extremist views towards women, Jews, and racial minorities, and offering a glimpse into his mental health struggles.
Meantime, federal authorities are now looking for a motive in the attack and are investigating whether the shooter had ties to white supremacy and neo-Nazi groups.
All right. So, unbelievably, the FBI leaked all of this information. They're looking for a motive, investigating whether the shooter had ties to white supremacy and neo-Nazi groups. That's Allen, Texas. And that is given. That's how it works. The FBI leaks it to every news network. It turns out, though, that might actually not have been the motive. In fact, it may not have had anything to do with why or who this man shot. Just 48 hours later, investigators talked about what really happened in Texas.
To me, it looks like he targeted the location rather than a specific group of people. He was very random in the people he killed. It didn't matter the age, same race or sex.
The race didn't matter. Think about that. Investigators say he killed people at random, and yet coverage of this killing has already been tied to white supremacy, and the story is everywhere. But in Nashville, a transgender person attacks a Christian school, and nobody has any idea of the motive 43 days later. And one of the reasons we don't know what the motive is because the manifesto is still under lock and key. John Harris wants to change that. He represents the Tennessee Firearms Association. They are suing to release the manifesto. You're suing to release it. That means people are trying to keep it private. Who's trying to keep it private?
Right now, the people in control of the manifesto and the related documents are the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department. And in fact, before we filed our lawsuit, which is with the cooperation of Judicial Watch and a retired sheriff in Tennessee, the Metro Police Department had announced, and the governor repeated publicly, that the plan was to release parts of it very shortly. The lawsuits, actually 2 have been filed so far, were then filed, and immediately the Metro Police Department sends out a tweet saying, well, because of the lawsuits, now we're not going to release anything until the court gets a chance to review what's going on in the case and what records need to be produced.
I'm not a lawyer, but it's laughable. They could release whatever they wanted. That's just the way it works. Governor Bill Lee, the Covenant shooting was a tragedy beyond comprehension. Tennesseans need clarity. We've been in touch with the Nashville Police Department today. Chief Drake assured me that the documents and information regarding the shooter will be released to the public very soon. That was April 27th, a month after the shooting. Here is Chief Drake back on the day of the shooting, March 27th. I know you know this sound, but I want to play it for our viewers. Take a listen.
We have a manifesto. We have some writings that we're going over that pertain to this day, the actual incident. We have a map drawn out of how this was all going to take place.
So what is the disconnect and what is the argument now, aside from this nonsense about, well, there's a lawsuit going on, so we can't release anything? What's their reasoning for keeping this hidden?
Well, the reason that they gave officially in response to the open records request is that there's a pending criminal investigation. But the problem with that excuse appears to be, at least based upon what the police have said so far, is that the only person that they've identified that had any connection at all with the shooting is the young lady who herself was shot and killed by police in the school within 15 minutes of when the shooting started. So they've identified no other third parties that are potentially subject to a criminal investigation, but yet they're claiming that they don't have to produce the records because there is a pending criminal investigation.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.